Hi, welcome back to our daily reflections on the Psalms. Today we're in Psalm 97. And so if you've got a moment, I encourage you to hit pause and go read the Psalm and come back to us. In Psalm 97, what we see is a God who reigns, that he's a God who sits in the heavens, and that he is all powerful. He's able to destroy his enemies and deliver his people. And one of the characteristics that was really highlighted to me about what the psalmist really observed was he observed God's righteousness. And he talks about God's righteousness throughout the psalm. In verse 2, it talks about God's throne, as the foundation of his throne is righteousness and justice. In verse 8, it talks about God's judgment, his righteous judgment. And the response to that is praise, whether that's in heaven or in Zion or in earth in Judah. And so the psalmist calls us, those who love God, to respond to God by hating evil, which is the opposite of righteous living. He tells us that God guards his faithful ones, that he puts joy in the hearts of those who are upright, that he shines upon them. And so we get to respond in praise, that this is a God who cares for those who live righteously, who are faithful to him. And so my encouragement to you today is simply this. Take a moment and just be with God. Go and pray and ask God and say, God, search my heart. Look within me. If there's anything that displeases you, if there's anything that is not righteous, would you bring that up to the surface and so that I can repent? And I want to remind you that this is a God that isn't harsh, that his goal isn't to put you to shame, but actually to help you walk in righteousness because he knows how great that is. And then afterwards, repent. I encourage you to repent and then take and ask God, how do I walk this part of my life out in righteousness? Now, some of you might be sitting there and go, I'm not sure how to do this. This isn't quite something that I really understand to do. And I've got two encouragements for you, and they're both important. And the first is God gives us his word, the Bible. And in it, what we get to see is God teaches what righteous living looks like. We get to see the heart and the nature and the characteristics of God. And in addition to that, we get to learn what righteous living looks like. And in addition to that, I encourage you to reach out to one of our pastors who would love to walk with you in this season and have discussions with you about how to live righteously. And then I'm sure that as you begin to walk out God's ways, although it might not feel comfortable or easy or something that seems intuitive at first, we'll begin to understand the goodness of God through the truth of his word and what a life-giving way of life this is. And so my encouragement to you is just to simply to learn to live more righteously today. Go in peace. Have a blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow.
As we hope in the Lord, we will gain our strength. We will run 4 miles. We will stand up straight. We will not grow weary. We will not grow faint. On the wings of an eagle, we will rise. And as we hope in the Lord, we will gain our strength. We will run 4 miles. We will stand up straight. We will not grow weary. We will not grow faint. On the wings of an eagle,